It's the show that we got celebrities calling into. Is this the winner of the Salt Lake City 7 Supercross?
Hey,
Congratulations, man.
thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
That's awesome. That was really cool to see that. We're all very happy. Skip here thinks that is just gonna take you to a new level.
I hope you're right, Skip.
I hope I'm right too.
Yeah. Hey, Zacho, what's your thought? What's your memories of Chad Reed? He's hanging it up. Nobody thinks he is, but let's say he is. What are your memories of Chad Reed? If we were to just ask you off the top of your head.
Well, like, whenever he first came here, even up till, like, probably the 2-2 Motorsports days, I was never much of a fan. Like, I always thought he was kind of cocky, arrogant, especially, like, in the very beginning, like,
Right.
the YOT days. I just was not a fan. But, dude, like, in the last couple of years, especially, now that I'm getting a little bit older and he's a little bit older, like, he really inspires me that, he's been as competitive as he has the last, 4 or 5 years, even through some strange stuff like with teams and whatnot. But then when we did our pod and he told me some stuff like that he had been, 12 years old flying to, I don't even remember where it was, Malaysia or Indonesia by himself in first class, didn't even realize that there was a coach on a plane, like just cool stories like that, really changed my perspective. Like he's one of the legends of the sport, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, Zacho. I mean, he, kind of like you. He came from Europe, right? I mean, you had to go there and come back, but that's not easy. Him and Ellie living in a van and riding for DeGroot, and you know what I mean, figuring it all out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the odds of that happening are pretty slim. I mean, I don't really know of any guys other than the Lawrence brothers now that have done that in the last, I guess it would have been 20 years ago since he was there, right? Wasn't he 1999 or 2000, something like that? So, yeah, in the last 20 years, it doesn't happen very often. And it's not an easy road to get here or in my case, get back here. But he managed it and raced and won at the highest level, won titles. It's pretty unreal.
Listen, there's only one man
But
in
he's
this.
not done. Let's be real.
Yeah, nobody. JT's gonna be in Vegas next week. I think he's gonna put a large amount of money on Chad Reed racing.
I'm gonna go try to get a bookie to take my bet.
What's it like to win a 450 Supercross, Zacho? What's that like?
It was crazy. So, I mean, obviously, all of our podium stuff was a little bit overshadowed by the championship stuff, which is fine. Like, that's totally cool. I get it. But, I wish there would have been some fans. Ellie was at the podium like, hey, you guys need to scream. We need to party more or something like that. Like, there wasn't much atmosphere, but I'm sure it was even, more so for Eli and other guys. Like, it was pretty strange. I thought that the no fans thing, like, that didn't even really cross my mind when this whole deal came up, but it was way weirder than I could have ever imagined. And especially on the daytime ones, like the very first one, I was like, man, like, you got to remember that this is not a practice.
Yeah.
This is not a practice start. Like, this is a heat race. You gotta make it happen here. But yeah, to win the way I did, and after my absolute yard sale in practice, I was pretty surprised.
JT, I was saying that Zacho might be the first guy to win with skipping a practice since Stu.
But he rode the first lap. Well, half of the
Oh,
first
come
lap.
on. Yeah. I mean,
I didn't get a time, but yeah, I was out there.
Oh, so you're claiming that?
But I think Stu was like, I'm taking my transponder off, and I'm not even going to ride practice, and I'm still going to work all you fools.
Yeah.
Zacho just worked himself.
Yeah, a little
in that
different.
practice.
Yeah.
Surprised, Zacho, you don't wear like an underprotector of some sort, plastic,
No, I think a lot of people think that most people do, but most people don't.
Fly Racing makes some great ones.
Atlas.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to call Max tomorrow and see if I can get one. I'm pretty sore today.
Yeah. Well, did you honestly, like, the way you walked off the track and threw your goggles down? By the way, also, I didn't like that move. You thought you were hurt, huh?
I thought I messed something up in my insides because as soon as I hit, I got really sick at my stomach, like really instantly, and pretty much had a panic attack. Like, I was freaking out because I thought I was bleeding inside or something. But it's now more like my hip and butt area. It like wrapped my body around the bars really hard. My abs are really sore, mainly on the right side, but also like my hip and stuff is just really tight.
What's wrong, Betts?
I
You guys are crazy.
Well,
I thought I had something wrong with my insides. Like,
well, they're tougher than baseball guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like God
I always
bless.
judge somebody if they're hurt. If they don't care about their motorcycle at all, they're just like, yeah, you can have it. Here, Flagger, take my bike. I don't want it. I'm out of here.
I'm normally not
That's
that guy.
usually a
Like I
telltale sign.
don't normally freak out like that. But yesterday it scared me.
Right.
That's the reason. Like, that's the evaluation of if you're hurt or not.
Yeah, whether you care about
That's
your
what-
motorcycle.
God, you
For
guys
me,
are fucking
yeah.
nuts.
How do you feel about having Zacho on the line, Betts? Because you are Team AC.
No doubt.
So
I'm pumped.
I don't
That's all.
have
Congrats,
beef
by
with
the way.
AC.
I don't.
Thank you.
You have no idea who I am, but that's awesome. Congrats, by the way, on your first win.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. We're
okay,
good.
all right,
Yeah,
just checking.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I tried to get AC.
Matt's just trying to start beef.
Always, nonstop.
Yeah, it's just
I'm not
how it is.
Trying to start beat. I was trying to put it out. The beef.
Did you say? Did they say earlier that you're Ray?
Yeah. Tampa Bay.
Nice. I'm only in Orlando, so I have to come watch a game.
Well, he hasn't made the majors yet, Zacho. So
He
let's
didn't
just,
know that,
let's-
bro.
let's
He
back-
didn't know
let's-
that.
You didn't
Chill
need to
out.
tell.
Come on,
Come
dog.
on, man.
And Zacho, he signed a $1.483 million contract. 1.485. Okay. Second round draft pick.
Wow,
Yeah.
nice. I like it.
He's a catcher. But
I like it. So, are you gonna go to any Bucks games this year?
Yeah, if I'm in town. Actually, if we have some like mini camps going on when the NFL season's going on, for sure I'll be there.
Yeah.
I've never been to an NFL football game before though.
I've been to a lot of NFL games, but I want to see Tom play. I've never seen him play.
I feel like
Think
that's
it'd
gonna
be
be a
pretty
hard
cool.
ticket to get. That's gonna be like LeBron in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to get a motocross stuff.
go ahead, Skip. You got a question for Zacho?
Zach, it was really cool to see you. For me, looking out the outside in, you figuring it out. Did you feel yourself learning at that level as well, and just kind of things just clicking and getting it? Did it happen that way?
Yeah. I mean, for me, honestly, there's learning experiences every day, and that's part of why I still really enjoy what I do. Is I feel like I'm constantly improving. Somebody asked me yesterday, I don't remember when, but if I felt like I was plateauing or my career was on the backside or whatever. But really, I feel like I'm kind of trending up. Like I still feel like I get better and learn and get faster kind of all the time. My fitness is always evolving, and it's fun to try to kind of keep up with the status quo and all the evolution of the sport. Like I've been racing. I think this is my 15th pro season, and the things have evolved and changed so much since I started, and I think it's pretty much continuous as far as the evolution goes. And I feel like, like you said, I've learned over the season, and these last 7 races, I've been able to put myself in really good positions with my starts and find some confidence. And it just it all came together yesterday.
What's cool too, Zach, is you're one of very few guys that can say they've won a GP. They've won 125 or 250 Supercross, 250 Motocross, 450 Motor. No, we haven't won 450 Motocross yet. Damn it, you won a Moto. You just won the Moto. Damn it. Okay, you need to get a 450 Motocross win, and then you have this this perfect where you've won on both sides in every class.
Yeah. Then I'll have to win an MXGP, but I don't know.
No, you got a
GP.
GP. You have a GP. You're fine. You got a GP.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay.
But what about 6 days? You gonna go do that again? You can go win over there or something?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, if some outdoors don't happen, we might go GNCC race in the summer.
Oh, boy.
You never know.
JT, is that in the contract for Fly Racing, GNCCs?
I wouldn't take the position of like the Geico team did. I would prefer him just to race motocross.
Right.
Please.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, well, then I guess I'll stick what I'm good at.
You notice, Zacho,
There
you became a winner after you took my advice. So.
Yeah, I know. You
Right.
never let me forget.
Right. But
yeah, there's nothing that ever happens good that Steve will let anybody forget about.
Nope.
Well, there's only 3 of them
Chris,
too, by the way.
Okay.
Chris, so are the Cubs the best team in baseball? Yes or yes?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good. They're really good. Baseball's, I don't know. Baseball's crazy. Like, the worst team could beat the best team 10 games in a row and still be 40 games under 500. So,
yeah.
It's pretty wild how the Cubs got bad. They were kind of set up to go on a run, and then all of a sudden weren't anymore.
I just
I
don't
don't know.
know.
I don't follow it super closely, but
that group of guys, like you watch them and it's very.
Well, that one guy had got in trouble with domestic violence.
Well, yeah,
you
got
know,
that. And then
Chris Bryant is not happy.
Well, and then you got just like they're very outward in their dislikes with the organization. And something that kind of went unnoticed was the organization came out and they were playing like dog shit last year, 2 years ago.
Yep.
And the organization was like, no more soda, no more this, or no more cool shit in the clubhouse. You get cornflake, and I don't know if that's actually how it went down, but the article was written very like the management was not happy with how they were playing and their energy towards getting better, and they took away all the cool shit. So it's a very interesting dynamic, and Joe Madden's very player friendly, so you get an inch and you can absolutely take a mile.
Right.
And he's a great dude, and he trusts you to do his job. But if you don't do your job, like the organization's going to come down on you.
And you also,
Steve, Steve, remember in Major League whenever they didn't want them to do good and they took away all their cool stuff like that? On a bus.
Totally.
They had to they didn't have showers anymore.
Bus to big league games.
The old Evan Root in the big the vat of water. Right?
You know what's crazy too is, and they were so close to losing that World Series.
No
they,
doubt.
You know,
Rajay Davis. Fuck.
Right.
The craziest thing, I was in California at the end of 2016, and I've always kind of watched baseball. Never been super into it. Watch the World Series every now and then.
It's boring
whatever.
as shit. It's 10 minutes of action in 3 hours.
Yeah, but that 16 World Series was 2 weeks of absolute fire.
I remember getting into an argument with my fiance because she wanted to go to Target, and it was in a rain delay. And I was checking weather in Chicago or in Cleveland, wherever they were. And I was like, no, we're not fucking leaving right now. The Cubs might actually win for the first time.
Yeah, we can't go to Target.
Yeah, chill out, Hannah. You start the car.
I woke up one day, and I didn't know anything about the Cubs, period. And this is the beginning of October 2016. They were still in the series, but not the World Series. I think it was the divisional series. Yeah, and I wake up, and there's this it wasn't really a spoof documentary, but it was a comedic look at how the Cubs have lost. Every time they've been to the series, blah blah blah, since whatever 1902 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I woke up and there was 45 minutes left of it, so I watched it and I was like, man, this is a pretty cool story. It tells about the cat and Bartman and all that stuff. So the next day I wake up and the same documentary's on, but it was 2 minutes in. So I watched the whole thing and I'm like, dude, the Cubs are my team, because my life is just full of weird, ironic stuff.
Yeah.
Just like their career or whatever. So I texted my buddy who's super into baseball, and I'm like, dude, next year I'm going to be a Cubs fan. And he's like, no, you should be a Cubs fan right now. So I'm the real reason that the Cubs won the World Series.
No doubt.
Just in case you needed to know. So now I'm forever a Cubs fan.
Hey, I was going to ask you, though, for you, you're kind of in a similar spot as me. You're in a super old, not super old, but you're older than the standard. That's kind of where I'm at, right? I've had 2 elbow surgeries, but unlike you guys, instead of missing 6 weeks for a surgery, I missed 3 years for 2 surgeries. How do you stay kind of defeating that of, oh, I'm not 23, right? AC's out there at 23 as a rookie and he's old. How do you stay at 29 or 30, whatever you are, and kind of just keep the edge and not let that get to you?
That's a good question. If I could write down that answer, I think I'd be a lot better, a millionaire. But for me, like I said, I love to learn, and I think I'm still learning daily, and I love just the for me, work and results are a 1-to-1 ratio. So I know if I put in the work, I'm going to get the results. It may take a little bit longer than other guys or than what I expect or what I want, but as long as I'm working and I know that I'm going there every day and putting in as much as I can, doing the right things, eating the right stuff, I know that I'm going to end up getting the result. Whereas, other guys that I've been around or have trained with before, it's a lot easier for them. Just like my teammate, Jason, he's super talented. We're polar opposites. I'm just a grinder. He's just a talented guy that likes to enjoy himself, but he gets it done that way. But for me, it's just going there, doing the work, and knowing that eventually it's going to come, and that's how I've kind of overcome the circumstances that I've been in throughout my career is just keep working and it'll happen.
It's cool to see you win the 4-3 Supercross. It's awesome. It's great. It's yeah. I don't care that the leader's seat fell off. Osborne will just
No,
I
fuck
don't,
that.
I don't
You
care
won.
about that. You won. That's it. Your side panel came off though, so there was it was kind of the same thing.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, when I came back here and I was on Geico and a couple of struggle-filled years, and even when my first year on Husky was tough, I really never dreamed of winning championships especially not winning a 450 Supercross because that's like the biggest jump. I think 450 outdoors is pretty manageable, but man, to win a 450 Supercross is like really freaking hard. There's not a lot of people that manage that, but to win. And when I woke up this morning, I rolled over and my trophy was sitting on the sink in the motorhome, and I was just like, that's freaking cool right there.
Yeah, that is awesome. And JT, you and I were talking about it a little bit last night. Like this, Zacho outdoors, this is just going to help him outdoors, man. Like I think, Zacho, you're better outdoors than you are indoors. And,
yeah.
I just think that this is going to really set you off, and we got 3 weeks or so to go, and I think outdoors could be a whole new game for you. I mean, you were great last year, but I think this could be it. So
yeah, and also
good.
the selection of tracks so far are some of my favorites, except for I wish Hangtown was on there. I know JT is a big fan of that place, but I wish Hangtown was on there, mainly because they have cool trophies, and I like to get trophies. But
okay.
Yeah, for real, all the tracks are cool. I don't know what the Loretta's weekend is going to hold, but it should be okay.
Question for you, obviously your starts have been just money the last 7 rounds. How do you see that going back to dirt start? Do you think it'll be a big difference? Or, obviously you don't have to give away the technical side of how you're getting starts, but is there a big change from going from greats to dirt as far as settings and all that?
No, the biggest thing about the great is it's so consistent. Like, you can just do the same freaking thing every single time you go up there, and you can count on it to feel the same. And actually with the great, it took a lot of the plastic out of the equation. That plastic on the gate is super slick, and it can really screw you up if you spin a little bit too much and bang the start device on the other side. Your device pops off, or there's a million things that can go wrong if you spin on that plastic. But with the way the grates line up to the gate now, it kind of takes that plastic out of the equation. So that makes the grate really, really consistent. The difference with the dirt start is, every gate's different. Every track has different dirt, and every gate's different at that track. So it's just a consistency thing. And I think that with the way my bike is now, I have a good regimen, a good program that I can roll up there with every time and feel good about it. And, I don't see it being a problem to take that outdoors and kind of continue the trend.
Are we bringing the motorhome outdoors, and can I stay in it?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, dude. At this point, I don't even know for how many are we going to have,
I don't know, yeah.
But, yeah, bring it on.
I heard, JT, did you hear that there's the schedule that I put out there? Is that for real?
I don't know. I have not.
Oh, okay, you haven't heard anything? Yeah.
Hard confirmation.
Honestly, what worries me the most is flights. Like, when I booked this trip originally, the reason my wife and kids went home today was because this was literally the only flight that they could go home on Delta. Like, one flight a day from Salt Lake to Orlando, which typically would be, there'd be 10 ways to get here in a day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's one thing that worries me, especially going to places like Unadilla and, just random small airports. It's going to be hard. So, might be driving to some of them.
How are we on a factory team and we don't get flights?
What do you mean?
What?
No, he means the schedule, flight schedules.
Yeah, that's what. How is there
He's
enough?
talking about private.
Right. How is there not enough money on Husky's budget to be okay,
Well, they all live in different spots.
I mean, okay.
But Osborne did try to get everybody together. There's a bunch of guys in Florida, of course. Zacho, you tried to rein everybody in and say, let's go private every week. It's gonna be
NetJet that bitch.
Whatever it was, Zacho, you said it was $30K each. I don't forget the number you told me.
It wasn't. It was less than 40 a piece, but
right.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Well, I can fly Spirit for like $96. I'm like,
Yeah,
God bless.
see you
dude.
later.
That's just
I
Dean.
guess
That was just
all right,
Dean.
Delta.
What's that, JT?
No, it wasn't just
That
Dean.
was just
no,
Dean.
it was
Oh.
not. I didn't even
Anderson,
I
too.
didn't even ask Dean because I know what Dean would say. But yeah, it wasn't Dean.
Anderson's cheap too, but I 100% if I'm in your position, I'm doing that. I'm just like, yep,
You saw I hitched a ride with
Yeah.
Hicks to spring training.
right.
It was like $20K one way, but like I feel like when you have a kid, and like, you have a kid, you have the wife, you have the nanny, you have yourself, you have the minor leaguer
Oh,
who you know
nanny?
who also gets
I
on
don't
a
have
flight.
a nanny.
Right.
Fair, but like
You
it's
didn't
gonna
pay.
be
You didn't pay Hicks for the
hell
flight.
no. He said bring it on out.
Oh,
like
okay,
we were at A1, and I guess he knows Barsha pretty well.
Okay.
And he popped into Barsha's, and I saw him walk by. I said like, "Hey, fuck you! Like,
Yeah.
thanks for saying what's up." And
Right.
he popped by and like sent him in, and he met Adam. And I jokingly said like, "Hey, you got an extra seat on that
Yeah.
private jet to spring training?" He said, "When do you want to leave?" I was like, "I was planning on getting there on like Valentine's Day to make it before Tampa."
Yeah.
He was like, "All right, be at my house on the 12th."
Yeah.
I thought he was joking.
Oh yeah.
And we just went. It was 20 grand. But like, I just feel like you guys could no doubt
Dude.
get 6 of you to split,
Right.
6 or 7,000 each
JT
one way.
used to fly private with Chad back in the day.
JT's a smart guy.
You would
though.
get the seat, JT.
Look at what he's doing and look at what you're doing. Like the guy's got it figured out.
Well, he's visiting media and he's putting me last.
Exactly.
Right. Last.
And
Save
you're
the
his
best
best
for last.
client probably.
Yeah. Best for last. That's what they all say when you're last.
Oh,
I didn't
they're
even
lying
do it
to you.
on like NetJets or Wheels Up or any of those. I did it like completely like off the radar because that was the cheapest way I could do it. On NetJets, it would have been like $250K or something
Oh,
to
fuck
do.
my ass.
And we were
God
only
bless.
trying to do outdoors, which is
I just
pretty minimal.
listen. You need the write-offs. I don't know why you guys don't do it anyways. It would be so nice. JT, how nice was it?
Oh, it's awesome. I think the outdoor bill for Chad to do it in 09 was like 150.
Oh wait, for the whole
Something like
season?
that?
Yeah.
And you can't split
Yeah,
that between
something like
like
that.
6 guys?
That's what Zaka was trying to do.
We could do.
How much do you guys get for a weekend for travel?
Guess.
I gotta say like a $2 grand,
Yeah,
$3 grand,
Probably 2-ish.
Close.
Yeah.
higher or lower?
About that.
Oh my God! I mean, that's literally you come out of pocket $10K to fly private everywhere for the whole summer, right? Like maybe
How are you figuring that? What's your math?
if
here,
you
Bex?
get
Yeah,
if you get
he's saying
2K
like
if you get
$12.
$2,000 a
2K
weekend,
times 12, 24.
right?
Right.
You
Yeah,
you
that
gotta.
was my theory.
That's not even a theory. That's just a fact. Like you got to come out of pocket $6 grand. I'm making $400 a week. I'll give you $6 grand to fly private all summer.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. But the riders all shut it down.
I could sell this body for $6 grand over a year. Like
Was there anybody on board, Zaka, with that outside of you?
Yeah, one.
Okay, one guy.
Adam.
No, it was just mainly the Baker's Factory guys, but yeah, one of us we were together.
But then what if a guy T-bones a guy and then you got to get on a plane with him?
You're flying
Yeah,
private. It's
see,
fine.
That's where it all went hairy. And also, like, injuries happen and stuff like that. So no one wanted to be like, okay, here's my 30 grand up front. If I don't get to go, like, am
Dude,
I getting a refund? Like,
you can
how
write
does
it
that
off.
work? But
You can write it off. You're
Yeah,
fine.
you guys get
Man,
paid so
you
much.
must
The
be
tax
rich.
write-offs are killer.
Jeez.
yeah, right.
JT said that the pilot used to get everybody's Outback order, and right, JT, you'd get on the plane
In between
Yeah.
motos.
in between motos,
No way.
Outback waiting
Oh,
for
yeah.
you.
Have you ever flown private,
Oh,
Zach?
my God. No, never been on private.
I'm
plane.
talking
I mean,
over here
like
like I've done it
little-
a ton. I've done it once. But
I've done it once.
the
It's-
co-pilot was like the stewardess, except he didn't have tits and an ass. It was just like an old white dude. But like,
Yeah.
he walked our food and drinks back, like checked on us.
Right.
Like, the only thing he didn't do was be the dealer for
Have-
our card games.
Have you done it, Skip?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the way to go. It's
It's
really
amazing.
Nice. Yeah, it's really
I felt
nice.
like a Backstreet Boy pulling into Orange County private
Yeah.
terminal, getting off the plane.
It was really cool because we could fly out of Carlsbad.
Yeah.
And you would just drive right up.
Yep.
There was no security, no nothing.
No.
Drive up, park, walk 20 feet. You're inside the terminal. And you're
I
gone.
guess the
It was
one
awesome.
bummer though, and it's only a minor bummer.
There's no bummer.
bummer, JT.
No way you're gonna pull out a bummer
Well,
right here.
okay. Here's the bummer a little bit is the smaller planes, JT, couldn't make it back there on a fuel, like you couldn't go nonstop all the time.
Only from like California. Like if you're going to Washougal or Seattle or California. you
Oh,
have to
okay.
stop. A lot of times they stop in Kansas at this private field.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever. No big deal. You stop for like 20 minutes. They put gas in and you're gone.
Right. God.
Pretty
Yeah, maybe we'll make it.
I remember one year.
Some.
One year at Redbud, we used to have 2-day format back then, and Saturday was just practice. So if you're top 20 in points on Saturday, you don't have to qualify. You just ride practice. we flew up there Saturday morning. Like we left,
God bless.
I don't know, 7 or 8 in the morning. No big deal. Like got up at, yeah, we get there, show up, put our gear on, ride practice. Yeah, and then fly back Sunday night. Actually, we didn't fly back Sunday night. Chad won, so we flew to California to party for 4th of July, straight from Redbud.
What's
And
the
then
split on that for you, JT? Were you paying 50-50?
It was 100-0.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, my guy.
I mean, I didn't have money to pay for a private jet. I would have happily flown commercial, which I would have, did most of the time anyway.
Hey,
but
can we shout out Aaron Hicks, center fielder for the Yankees, is like a diehard Supercross fan
Is
as well.
he really, huh?
No doubt.
Yeah, really.
He's at every A1 or Glendale,
Wow.
A2. His family still lives
Maybe
in Long
he'll
Beach.
be a fan of me, and you guys can be like opposing fans.
Yeah, I think we already are.
Yeah.
I saw Aaron Judge at the mall in Tampa for Supercross, and that dude is a monster.
He's large. He's playing the wrong
He
sport.
is a large. I mean, think of how I feel. He
Yeah.
is a large person.
Hicks is all better from he tore his ACL,
Yeah,
or what was it?
UCL.
UCL, yeah.
We were actually we talked about for like half the flight, like Tommy John rehab
Right.
and everything.
Right.
But no, he's doing better.
Yeah.
It didn't help him, but like
Yeah.
when it comes to negotiations, like he didn't miss any games.
Right,
You
right,
know?
right.
So
So, Chris, you know the pitcher Justin Grimm from the 16 Cubs?
Oh,
he
yes,
pulled,
Yes, I do.
what's his name out of that deep hole?
Yeah. Edwards,
his mom
Carl
was
Edwards.
Yeah. His mom was my first grade teacher.
No shit.
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah, who knew?
Yeah.
Big
That's
leaguers
so funny.
everywhere. It's that easy. 750 of them. Fuck me.
So, do you think so Osborne. So we had a bet. I had a bet that I could steal second on bets. Like he couldn't gun me down from behind the plate.
How far
Is
behind
he a
are you getting? Like
catcher?
10 seconds?
Yeah, I am actually a catcher.
Yeah, he's a catcher.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like my
that
job.
Has to be the most underrated, underpaid position in baseball.
So that's in
first
the
Do you
of all.
think he could throw me out?
Yes.
I don't.
Probably.
I think
he could
Debbie
probably
could throw
throw
you
it
out.
to the second baseman. He could throw it back to Betts, and Betts could throw you out again before he
hey,
got it.
hey, second base is 127 feet away. 100. Excuse me if I'm wrong. Someone's gonna look that up and call my bluff. But it's like 24.
You have an Atlas neck brace and you're crushing White Claws.
I could still
Right.
throw you out right now. I'd
Okay.
still throw 1-9 out of my ass. It takes me like 1.9 seconds from the time it hits my glove to the second baseman's glove.
I'm already there.
and
pretty gnarly.
and
Dude, you
Steve,
got 3 steps by
Steve,
that time.
yeah, Steve's got to run 100 or Steve's got to run
90 feet, 100. He doesn't know the amount of bases.
Okay.
I'm going to
I
have a
won
lead.
That bet and the Chad Reed racing bet. Those are my 2 bets going into Vegas this weekend.
What's the
I'm
Chad Reed
taking
one?
all my money.
Racing next year.
that he's
Oh,
racing next
hey,
year.
JT, you know AC
I need a
beat
lead.
Chad
I need a
Reed this
lead.
year.
I need a lead. I'm not.
Yeah, cool.
know,
I'll
yeah.
give you a lead and my slowest pitcher to home plate,
Yeah.
and I'll do it off my knees.
Hey,
You
so
can do it
what,
blindfolded.
like, when you throw that, or what makes the difference when you're coming through the ranks in you being a catcher and a pitcher? Like, because obviously that's not like a slow ball going 1.9 seconds from home plate to second base.
Like, what do you mean? What makes it harder as you go up, or?
No, like why are you a catcher and not a pitcher? Like,
Oh.
because that has to be like a 90-mile-an-hour ball, right?
So like, if I get the ball exchanged quickly, I got to get it up in the air at like 78 miles an hour. Like
Okay.
that's it. Like it's just like
Okay.
it's got good
It's
spin
not
and it
fast
carries
enough.
through the
It's
air.
not fast
yeah.
enough to get me.
But you also got to think like there's 100 miles an hour or 95 miles an hour coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So the ball gets there pretty quick, and then I have
But the reason he's a catcher, Zacho, is because he was a fat little kid.
exactly.
That's what you said. You said that.
No doubt.
Yeah,
I was
doubt.
a fat little kid too.
I didn't have to run.
Right. That's how. Right. I'm not kidding. That you were a fat little kid.
No,
they put you
I was
behind the plate.
literally the round mound to rebound,
Right.
and now I'm a fucking millionaire because I figured it out.
What does that feel like when that bad boy hits your glove?
It's actually not that bad. Like if I
Come
catch
on.
dead ass, if I catch 100 miles an hour in the pocket, like I don't feel like if you caught 100 miles an hour where you're supposed to catch it in the glove, which is about like 2 inches by 2 inches, you wouldn't feel it. But if it goes 1 inch to the left, it feels like someone's putting needles in your hand.
Just what about the ball off the ground into the ball sack? I mean,
But I
good
promise
God.
you that the only thing that hurts worse than like what you had in practice at Salt Lake City 7 is like a fastball to the neck, like a foul ball. Like if there's a pitch
come
at the
on.
top of the zone
Yeah.
and you reach
I
up for
can't
it
even
and they foul it
imagine
down, you're eating smoothies for the next week and you don't have a choice. But that's
I
it.
just
Like
want to I just want to hear the batters and the refs talking shit to each other. That's all I want to hear.
Steve thinks
Does that go on?
Like I'll talk shit. I talk shit more to the umpires during the game than the hitters. Like when the hitters walk up, so you got like we play each other so much during the season. It's not like you guys. You guys see each other once every 7 days. Like if I play against you during the season, it's 4 days in a row. So
Especially
one
in
of
division too, right?
yeah, one of those 4 nights we're probably gonna see each other at the same bar, and then fast forward to July, like we're probably going out together at some point. So generally, like when the brawls happen, like. We had a brawl in Great Lakes, Michigan with the Dodgers affiliate, and we went out to the casino with them that night because 2 Latin guys, one Latin guy from our team and one Latin guy from their team started it. Well, like the Latin guys don't like to go out in America.
Okay.
Because it's like different.
Okay.
So we all went out to the casino together after we were like grabbing each other by the jerseys, like fake pushing each other around.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Emptying the bullpens, you're just like, come on, guys, stop.
Yeah, it's like the most unathletic guys are doing a dead sprint in from the bullpen. Like, what are you gonna do?
Question from Facebook, Zacho. Any beef between Zacho and Eli? Look like a few tense moments on TV.
No. Obviously, I tried to pull in there to the podium and bumped his rear wheel, and he was a bit bent. But he was talking about something else, and I honestly don't even know what he said. But, yeah, he was fine yesterday. I told him congrats, and actually sent his dad, John, a text. Congrats, we worked together for a little bit. And, no beef.
Right, okay.
You look so confused when that happened, too.
Yeah,
you could tell that it was just like, what the fuck?
I was a little bit like, oh, what just happened? Yeah. Because, it was an honest mistake. Like, the dirt back there is, like, trying to turn on a rock face, and I messed it up by like 1 inch, and it made him tip from 1 foot to the other, and he just lost
well,
it.
hey, how about this? The race is fucking over. Like,
yeah, but
done.
It pours over.
Come on, Zach, you're playing games to help Cooper. We all know.
Yeah.
I read those comments.
Oh, was that a real theory?
I don't know. I just put that out there.
Like I waxed him on purpose and like all this stuff. I was like,
boy.
Yeah, trying to get in his head.
Yeah. All
I'll
right.
put you up to it.
Well, good job, Zacho. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for the support, and Chris, all the best for the season.
Thanks, man. You too.
There's
Congrats.
no season.
Good luck this summer.
There's no season. They're not having the season. The season's over, Zacho. So.
Really?
Yeah, they're not doing the minor leagues.
I thought they were about to come to a deal for Major League, though, right?
Yeah, but major leagues. But
I'm in the 250 class, and they're only racing the 450s. Is basically like what's going on.
All right.
It's a bit of a
but I,
subject
hey,
here tonight.
I appreciate you. Good luck this summer, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks. See you guys.
Thanks, Zacho. See
Take
ya.
care. Be safe.
Man, what a good dude.
Are you Team Zacho now?
I'm fucking as long as he doesn't come close to my guy.
Okay.
I'm give me my Zacho hoodie.
All right.
He's a super
Yeah.
guy.
No, it's great. It's really cool.
He's
to
got
see.
a soft